every single class that I'm in with her, she excels.
Like she goes home and she's just like study and work, and I'm like not like that at all.
Every day we text her after school and she's like, I'm studying, I'm doing work, and I'm like, oh, I'm not.
She does everything right, everything well. She's an excellent student. She's awesome to be around. She's a great pal.
So intelligent. She just knows something about everything, and she kind of makes you feel dumb, but in a good way. She's like, oh, if I don't know, like, I know I will know it. I'll just ask Ayyah.
Whenever she sees someone down, she knows how to cheer them up.
But she's always stressing about stuff as if she's not gonna get like 100.
She acts like she's not the perfect person, which is funny.
Because she is.
Yeah.
Day she'll ask me, like, she'll be, oh, do you know who this is? And she's like, she wants to compete, she wants to be better, she wants to know as much as she can about a course and a subject, and it's drive much more than I have, which is not much, but she is by far she's a brilliant student.
Jenny's she's a really nice person. She does a lot of like activities, and she works really hard.
I know Jenny is one of the smartest people I know. She's like brilliant. But she doesn't like to brag about it too much. She's so like, she's chill about it.
She does so many clubs. She's actually in like every single club.
I remember like my first memory of Jenny was in like 6th grade, and we were in some club together, but she was always running in and out to do homework.
And she's very like positive and always laughing. Like she never seems stressed. She's like, she handles everything really well. And like most kids at Masterman, like it's hard, and especially when you're taking like all these APs and like classes and stuff, and she's like super like happy all the time and stuff.
Sukie Chek is my girl. She was my Spanish partner in the first quarter of the year, and like I first got assigned to her and I was like, oh no, like this girl is so smart, she's gonna think I'm so dumb, and she's like probably the nicest person I've ever met. A few weeks ago, like we got our national Spanish exam results back, and she got a gold medal, and I was like screaming because like that's so exciting.
Sukie, you always brighten up my day. Every time I see you in the hallway, I can't just help but smile. You're kind, you're caring, you're generous, you're humorous, but these only describe a sliver of how great you are as a person.
All through Spanish, like she just is like the most helpful, and like she's always willing to like reach out and help others, even though like my issues with Spanish are like I literally still don't know how to use the past tense, and she is just always willing to help me no matter like how little my knowledge is, and she's just like the nicest person ever.
I'd say Rei is a ray of sunshine every time I see him. I come into school, I'm feeling down, I see Rei, and my day just gets better because Rei helps me out a lot.
Ray's a really funny person to be around.
Ray's always there for me.
Like this one time, Mr. Perkins thought he was wrong, but then Rei explained his weird way of thinking, and then Mr. Perkins was like, oh, that's a weird way of thinking of something. So then he was like, oh, yeah, it was pretty interesting. He has an interesting sense of humor. He makes a lot of jokes at not always the right times, but they're still there. He works hard, and he's a hard worker.
She's really kind and funny, and she is really, really knowledgeable about tea and also like I remember going and hanging out with Adriana after school to study, and I kind of wanted to do more of hanging out, and she actually wanted to study. She's really like a pillar in her family. She's just really always helping them out and keeping everything together, and that's how she is kind of as a friend as well.
Adriana and I go back to middle school, and Adriana is such a core part of NA, and she really brings that club to life, really gets into the discussions. I just appreciate her presence there and everything she has to say, her willingness to go and do events with us, her willingness to think of ideas for our own events, and she has such a general idea about community and what you can do to improve a community, and she's so hardworking, and I'm so proud of her too.
Yeah, so Dory's been my friend for a while. She's really smart. She always studies, and in French especially, she's really good.
I've known Dory since we were in kindergarten, and ever since kindergarten, I've known that she would like amount to something.
She's in that good kind of quirky weird that makes you want to talk to her and like listen to her all the time. Every final or midterm for French for finals, we always FaceTime the night before and we go through the whole textbook, everything, and we help each other out. And well, she does really great on the French finals, and then I do good. I'm not surprised that someone like her who goes out a lot, like volunteers, so many things, starts clubs and everything, gets into NHS, and I'm so proud of her.
If you need someone who, even for advice, like life advice, she will always like be there for you, and like for school work, like she can help you with anything. Like she's amazing.
Olive is really, really smart. She works so hard. It blows my mind. Her in AP Physics, she doesn't do anything but study for AP Physics. Usually when people say they can't hang out because they have to study, it's just kind of a BS excuse. But when Olive says that, she's actually studying for like 9 hours straight.
Every single day spending hours and hours studying and working for it, doing every single practice problem there is to do.
She's really funny and goofy.
And you know, just hanging out with you and your entire family is always so much fun. Like I never know what's gonna happen. It's so crazy.
Olive is always very friendly and inviting. Like if you see a group of people and Olive sitting there, like you know you can just join them and it'll all be good.
All of the camping trips and all of our adventures. It's just been a pleasure to know you for my whole life, and I'm really lucky that I got to grow up with you.
I love Mathew Ha. I've known him since 3rd grade maybe. I met him like music school. He's just so smart. He can do anything literally. Like he's good at math, music.
The sciences.
Oh, the sciences.
He's well-rounded everywhere.
He can do anything, dude. Just look at his SAT scores, man. He's insane.
He's also just a fun guy to be around all the time, you know? Yeah. Every day I look forward to my first interaction with Mathew Ha. Lunch comes, I'm like, where is Mathew? He's gonna make me crack up. I know he is. And that's what I love about him. As a friend, as a person, as truly a brother.
The reliability of Mathew Ha, like, that's why he's on robotics team as one of the captains.
Yeah, my co-captain, and I gotta say, it's been an honor working these past 3 years with him, and I can't wait till next year, our 4th year together.
He's one of the best people to go to for AP Physics, all right? So if anybody needs tutoring for physics, Mathew Ha's the guy to go to.
As a student, Anita is really hardworking and she always stays on top of all her studies. She really knows what she wants to focus on further down the line, and she works to make sure that she's acknowledgeable in that area and she pursues her interests outside of the classroom. She's also a really avid reader and she's part of Library Teen Advisory Board. And she's also a really great athlete and she runs and plays tennis.
Anita's a really great friend. She's loyal, she's kind, she's so nice. She's basically the mom of our group. She's saved me from making terrible decisions so many times. She always is like so fun to be around. She's really funny.
Yeah, when we're like together, she'll like step up and take on like the leadership role to make sure that we're all in order.
Anita's really great and we're glad she got into NHS.
I've known Sydney since I was in kindergarten, so like I've seen Sydney be like always the most motivated person in every class since I was in kindergarten.
Because if she doesn't understand something, like she
makes sure.
Yeah, she makes sure that she gets it.
Having one of your best friends like try so hard at everything is like a really good inspiration.
I wish I had her courage. Like I don't raise my hand in any class.
When we were younger, and I would like go to Sydney's house after school, she would be like, it would be like 4 o'clock and she'd be like, oh my god, like it's 4 o'clock and I haven't started my homework, and like I'm one of those people who starts their homework at like 8 or 9, and so I was like, what are you talking about? She would like take the time to help us when like we didn't get it, and like she obviously understood.
So it's also just a really well-rounded person. She's like an amazing volleyball player and she can dance.
Her good studentness sometimes rubbed off on me, and it was good to have a friend who like treats their schoolwork as a priority.
I love Anna. Anna's just really fun to be around and really nice, and we hang out in the city a lot, and we'll go to all of the stores that we don't buy anything from and just try on stuff and then walk out. And she likes to like schmooze with people so that they treat us politely, even though they know we're going in there to not buy anything and just waste people's time. But she's also really smart. She's also really smart and a really hard worker, and we work together in calculus all the time, and it's basically her doing about 70% of the work, and I just draw graphs. So like, Anna, you're a lifesaver in calc. Love you, girl. Shira is an incredibly dedicated student. She's doing her work a lot, and she always does like chess, which is, you know, a nerd thing. So an NHS is a nerd thing, so like it fits. She's always saying smart things, and like her and Diana have those smart people conversations that like you want to go into, but at the same time they're gonna shut you the down if you try and like actually enter their conversations. The advisory at our table is usually discussion related to school instead of other stuff, and Shira always has an opinion on everything that's going on, and even though we disagree with it, she's still very good at debating and supporting her arguments. Every time I talk to Diana about her study habits, it's like she just like leaves school, goes to the gym, goes home, does all of her homework.
Sometimes like I'll just message you and you'll be like, oh, I did my homework like 6 hours ago, and it'll be like, you know, like 9 o'clock.
She won't just goof off or play around or something like that until all of her homework is done.
You know, it makes me like want to do my homework.
She's like the kind of person, like if you have a paper you need to turn in and you're like, I don't know if this is good or not, what do I do? Like you send it to her and she can give you correction.
I don't really know how you know as much as you do, but somehow you know it all.
She just knows everything. It kind of freaks me out.
You have a lot of confidence and a lot of passion, and you put a lot of work into the things you care about.
Really, really smart, and she's so hardworking. She won't stop until she's done.
What can I say about Andy Neale?
Andy Neale, what a great guy.
This kid though, he every day comes into pre-calc last year, 10th grade, just knows things that I could never possibly hope to know. I would say that the work that Andy does, that I've seen him do, is mostly when in pre-calc last year he would try and teach the kids the material.
Yeah, Miss Smith ended up giving him a 2 because he already knew the material. He was trying to help us around him who did not know the material.
We did not know what we were doing.
Yes, and he was a very nice guy, and he was trying to teach us, but he was teaching us as Miss Smith was talking, so it gave him a little bit of a bad mark, but he's just such a great guy.
He
kept on trying to.
He works harder than anyone I know. He's he knows more things than anyone I know.
And he always knows how to keep going even when things get really difficult or he gets discouraged. I've never seen Andy ever being close to giving up on anything.
Ellen Neilson is just a really hardworking student. She's very kind and outgoing and friendly, and she's just a really warm, loving presence in our school community.
I'm so glad to know you through FNHS. Thank you so much for all your support.
You're one of my closest friends, and it's true with many of my friends that you guys are all a lot smarter than me, and it's very true with you.
She's so studious with her work.
You're one of the smartest people I know. You're taking advanced classes I couldn't even begin.
Her and AP Physics, you know, she'll stay after school to go to tutoring sometimes. She spends hours and hours every weekend doing web-assigns.
It's incredible. You're a great person, and yeah, you totally deserve to be in NHS.
So I've known Eliza for all the time that I've run cross country with her and a little bit of track, and she's just such an effervescent person. When she smiles, it's contagious, and everyone else wants to smile around her.
She's really hardworking, and like she'll do anything she can to do like better on, like she'll go above and beyond. She doesn't just go to get the A, she'll go to get the A+, like where a lot of people want to be.
I met Eliza in 9th grade, and she's one of the most enthusiastic people I've ever met, and we connected like really quickly. And something that I learned about her is that she's really passionate about certain things, and when she does something she's passionate about, she goes all in.
I remember her talking about A-Push, where there were some people talking about how there's a lot of work, but how she didn't even mind. She liked A-Push because she wanted to learn all the information, and she was like, that's what she found fun. She liked learning about U.S. history.
Bela is one of the funniest people I know. She's golden, you know, like stay golden pony boy. That's Bela. She always brings a sense of, I don't even know how to put it into words. Like, she's so true. If I needed someone to have my back, it would be Bela, and just her dedication on the cross country team, her dedication on the track team, her dedication in everything that she does.
Oh my gosh, Bela. Okay. I met Bela in 7th grade, I think, and we've been friends a lot. But then in 9th grade is really when I started going over her house every day after school, just being a part of her world. The thing that really got me about Bela is she's always so level-headed and calm about the things that she does. She's very logical, she's very methodical.
She has these great grades, and she's able to keep like 95s and A+ on her report card, and clearly she's good enough to get in the NHS, and she really deserves it.
Well, Rita and I got really close this year. We worked on some material together. A girl put in major work. When you spend like 48 hours straight with someone, you really get to know them. And I learned through some material that Rita is very hardworking. She's very dedicated. Whenever she sets her mind to it, she like can accomplish anything. She's very nice, always willing to help people. And honestly, I think she really deserves to be in NHS. Like, she's been working towards it, like, honestly, since middle school, because girls been getting straight A's since, like, the womb. But especially in high school, like, really, she really got it together. Like, you should see her report card. That John is beautiful. And honestly, I just think she, like, really deserves NHS. Like, she worked hard for it. And if she didn't get it, I'd probably be really upset with him at all. But, yeah, it's basically it. Rita's a great person. And, like, I hope she cries during ceremony. That'd be great. But I know she won't. She's too tough for that. But whatever.
Joanna's a really well-rounded person. She's like funny and nice, and she wants to be friends with everybody.
I've also known her since I was in kindergarten, and all throughout elementary, middle school, and high school, she's always been like the most competitive type of person, and like I love that about her. She like just pushes everybody else to like work harder, and yeah, she's great.
So Joana Shehu and I became really good friends. Actually, I met her in like 6th grade girls circle with Miss Gray, and she was really cute. She was always like the tall, skinny girl that I really wanted to be, but like I couldn't because I'm not tall or white or named Joanna. But it didn't stop me from being like super jealous of her, and I always thought she was really nice. And I actually officially started talking to her sophomore year because I started managing volleyball, and she played volleyball, and she was great, and she was super helpful. And although I had played volleyball before, but I can honestly say she helped me improve so much with volleyball.
I love Joanna. She's actually family to me.
Alright, so Julia, she's literally one of the most hardworking, dedicated, and passionate people I've ever met in my life. She's always busy, literally always busy, always putting new goals and always doing these new programs and always trying to get out there and network herself, and people always know who Julia is, you know? She walks into the room, everyone's like, oh hey, it's Julia. Like, she's literally so much energy, like she's always happy, always smiling. She's also a very good friend. She's just a very caring person.
Julia's definitely the most dedicated and hardworking person I know. Like, if I think I'm stressed out and hardworking, like I just look at her and she's the CEO of her own business, like takes all these extracurricular classes and like teaches Zumba, and like she's really dedicated, and I like admire that a lot about her.
She's like never not busy, so when I look at my own schedule, I'm like
and she does it really well.
Yeah.
Robert, I've known Robert for a very long time. First got to know Robert on an Outward Bound course, which is really where you get to know everything about somebody. My trail name is Blackberry, his is Blueberry. There's a lot of history there. But he's just such a good guy, and he, you know, like just seeing him from like the side, everything he does in student government, everything he does for track, everything he does for cross country, everything he does for school, everything he does for other people. He just has it all together all the time, and I really respect him for that, and I'm glad that he got in this club too.
Well, I've known Robert since 3rd grade, and he's basically been my brother since 3rd grade, so, you know, Robert is one of the most hardworking people I know. He is so involved in everything he does. I mean, like, just everything. He just does it all. He's one of the most organized people I know, very on top of his game, and just, yeah, he knows everything about everything.
Ruby and I have been in the same class since 10th grade, and it's consistent each year. You're gonna get a positive, intelligent energy in the room, and that's really refreshing.
Ruby Stricker is the sweetest person I have ever met.
Love of my life. So sweet. Sunshine.
Ruby Stricker. Like, what is there to say? There's so much.
But she's also somebody really relatable and real that you can talk to.
Everything she says is positive. Everything she does is to help another person.
She runs cross country, she's a swimmer, she runs track, loves the 2-mile race, which no one else loves, only Ruby.
Ruby's like your go-to girl for everything.
Be it calc or Spanish, Ruby is working at it, and she's gonna get it done, and it's gonna be done excellently. When I think of honor, I think of Ruby. Congrats, Ruby. You're the best. You know, I can go on for days about Saaya. Weirdly though, we've never really had classes together, so I can't really talk about Saaya as a classmate, but as a student, I know Saaya does whatever she puts her mind to. Saaya is good at whatever she puts her mind to. Even if Saaya tells you, oh, I'm not good at that, oh, I can't do that, Saaya manages to do it excellently, better than most people that I know. Yeah, I know Saaya really well. As a person, she's a great big ball of positive energy all the time. She's fun to have around. Yeah, Saaya's great. I like Saaya.
And the Yaravoi, I don't even know where to begin with him. You know, he's an excellent student, excels in all of his classes. You know, he's the person I look to when I think of who should I be as a student. And even outside of school, he's still got just that hardworking, diligent attitude in every facet of life he has to deal with. You know, between his driving, between his robotics, between his gymnastics, and even making sure his sister gets to school and home every day safe. He makes sure that he's there, making sure everything runs exactly as it should be.
Andrew Yaravoi, you know, even though he has robotics and he stays till 8 every single day as one of the most dedicated members on the team, he still has time to take classes at UPenn and still get straight A's, and then take finals at UPenn, and he's still in NHS, which is, he's honestly a robot. He's a workhorse. I don't know what else to say about him. Like, he's also a social butterfly.
Amy's a really hardworking person. She cares about school more than almost anyone I know, for some reason.
I love Amy. She's an idiot, but she's a smart idiot. She's pretty nice. She's helpful when we're in trouble and broke.
She always asks the questions in math class that nobody else will ask, but we all want to know the answer to.
Well, Amy's one of the most hardworking people I know, and she's also one of my best friends. I think that she, well, whenever she needs help, I think that she always goes and looks for it, which I think is admirable, especially for someone from Masterman, since I think that people in Masterman usually try to finish things all by themselves. But she's very humble and friendly. She reaches out to anybody, and anybody who needs help, she's usually there for them. And I think she would be a great member for NHS.